What up, SK family? Happy Monday. If you are watching us on the replay, hit the comments with hashtag replay. If you're on Facebook, you'll know it's the replay because the little red guy above the corner of Katia's head won't be there anymore. For those who don't know, my name is Stephanie. That's my lovely wife, Katia. Together, we make up ASK. We are also known as the superheroes of self-care, also known as life coaches. We help wounded healer power up their inner superheroes so they can live their bold, carefree, and authentic life. If you are new, which means you're either new to our channel or new to either of our pages, please hit the comments with hashtag new. We're not going to message you anything weird. We just want to officially welcome you to the Hey SK family. And of course, if you're watching live, no matter where you are or the replay, hit the comments with hashtag replay just so we can say hello and also know that our comments are working. And if no, we're not in a group, so never mind. Who cares? All right, so I'm going to pass it off to Katia. She's going to start off and tell us why we're here.
Hey family. Last week we talked about why healing is an important part of self-care. Many people, and we just pretty much going to give you a recap, and then we'll jump right into today. Why is it important? Um, and it's because, right, like if you're going through something, you trying to be a better you. People want to jump head first right into the bubble baths, right into the the massages, right into all of these surface level things. But most people leave those places still damaged and broken. Although they're good start, they're good, but true self care is getting back to or discovering who you really are. That is where real self care happens. And a lot of times that comes in with healing. Healing is really breaking down the layers of you, getting deep inside of who you are and and figuring out things that you need to let go so that you can live that bold, fun, and free life. Um, and that is why healing is a part of self care. And I know most people would set Stephanie and I apart of when it comes to self care is that we're not talking about just surface level fun self care things. We really, when we work with our clients, we really want to heal from the inside out so that bubble baths and so that massages, so that um, I walk in the park, all of that will be maintenance level self care. There's levels of self care. You have to heal. A lot of people start with maintenance level self care because it's easy. It's easy to go get a massage, but you we're not teaching our clients in the moment self care. We're teaching you to dig deep. So that once you dig deep and heal, then you have to maintain that healing through activities like which was mentioned. We also talked about um, that healing is a foundation for connecting with your spouse. Healing is the foundation for connecting with your kids. Because guess what? And I'll give you an example for me. Um, and when I went to therapy and I worked on my trust issues and I worked on my me, that helped me be a better wife. That helped me be a better friend. Like you ever wonder why new people come in your life and you feel like, well, dang, I feel like I'm attracting the same people, whether in relationships or friendships. The only common denominator in any of those situations is you. So that's why it's important to heal from the inside out. So I'm gonna let Steph talk about tip number one real quick, and that's evaluating your circle. So we're going to expound upon our tips from last week.
Yeah. So evaluating your circle. And I know this is a hard one for a lot of people because, we're all loyal to sometimes the wrong people. Evaluating your circle could be just as simple as evaluating your significant other, your friends, the people that you spend a lot of close, intimate time with. Like, are they adding value to their life? Are they encouraging you? If you're having an issue, do they make you feel better? Or do they make you feel worse about it? Or if you make a mistake, because nobody's perfect, or if you ask for feedback, they make you feel stupid for asking, or do you be like, okay, you know what, you're right. I never do. They give you perspective? Do they always take your side? And y'all are adults, so when you dead ass wrong. Do they always take your side no matter how toxic your behavior is, how inappropriate your behavior is, how rude? Those are the people that you need to let go. Those are the people that you need to evaluate. Like, is this really going to help me get to my goal? If you're finding that you keep getting stuck in the same place and your common denominator is with the same people, or if you're the smartest person in your circle, it's time to elevate. If you're the richest, I put that in quotes because that's relative, out of all your friends and nobody's trying to make moves, it's time for you to elevate. Like, you want to be around people, I'm not saying that you have to be like the bottom of your friend list, but hey, you want to have a mix, so that way you have something to work towards, people who can help you and encourage you. Be like, you look at them like, well, they did it, they're doing it. So, like, it's just important for you to evaluate your circle and then set boundaries with those you need to. And I know that's really hard. And I know boundaries is almost, that's a B word for a lot of people, because you don't want to offend people, or you're so used to not setting boundaries. It's hard. You don't want to hurt their feelings, because the people who benefit from you the most when you don't set boundaries give you the biggest pushback when you start to set boundaries. You look like that butthole in their eyes. They're like, you've been letting me do this all this time, and now you don't want me to do it anymore. No, and dead wrong what they were doing. It was not right. Especially if you've set clear boundaries, and you just have to be firm with them. Evaluating your circle could be looking at your environment as a whole, your living situation, your job situation. Is it a healthy culture? Are you finding yourself getting depressed when you go to work? Like, those are what we mean by like evaluate your circle. It's looking at everything, including your environment. Like, if you have roommates, is it the best situation for you to thrive in? If not, then I'm not saying just leave and be homeless. Like, come on now. But, start looking at your exit strategy, make a plan. Be like, okay, if I'm able to save this amount this week, I'll be able to have XYD dollars, and I can be able to move on to the next spot, or whatever it is your situation. Just evaluate it and make the changes, or plan to make the changes when you can. I'll try to say, hey, Tatisha, um, evaluate and make plans when you can. Um, that's just really, I know it sounds easier said than done, and I know, because then your feelings get involved, and feelings sometimes get in the way of logic, and so you're like, oh man, I've known this person since I was 4, and they've been a douche canoe this entire time, and you're like, well, dang, I don't really want to. But what are you really missing? Some of those people, like, what are, other than the years and the fact you've known them all this time, what if you were to remove yourself from that person, or vice versa, whatever, however you want to phrase it, what are you really losing? If they're not adding value, they're not helping you reach your goals. And I'm not saying they're giving you money. Like, when we say help, it's like even just being a positive atmosphere and a mindset, or at least have a conversation just for you to, like, maybe pour some of your ideas out and just encourage you. It doesn't have to be like, they don't have to give you a whole strategy. Just give you in a proper mindset to help keep you going forward towards your goals. If they're not doing that, then what are you really missing? Every time you talk to them, you don't feel good. Every time you talk to them, you feel bad. Or, every time you call to tell them your good news, they dump on you about something bad going on in there every time. Never anything good. And they're never able to encourage you to do right. They're unable to put their feelings out. Because I've been times where I've been low and somebody called me, they were happy, I cheered with them. Or sometimes when they had something going on, I was able to be like, you know what, I'm sorry. And just be able to be there for them during my stuff. And I understand some people can't do that. So if you're around those people and they're not adding any value, positive value, then really, what are you missing? What you got for us, Katia?
I also want to add to what you just said of being there for people. Sometimes evaluating your circle is also knowing when you are not in the space to be who you need to be for them, but you can refer them to resources. Every time somebody come to you, you might not be in the mind space or the state to help them, but you help them. Sometimes helping them looks like, hey, let me refer you to this resource. Like right now, I got a lot going on. I can't be the friend I need to be for you, but I can still refer you, you know. Um, so just knowing when not to stretch yourself thin as well. And if you're in the right circle, they will understand. Don't use it as an scapegoat to
Mm-hmm.
never help somebody when they're pouring into you. Because I talked about one-sided friendships and relationships today with someone, and it seems like people make people feel bad for wanting back what they put out. We're so used to putting out, we're so used to outputting so much and never getting much of nothing back that we think that that's okay. It's not. The fact that I don't want a friend where the only time you call me is when you need me, but we can't hang out, we can't never do nothing fun. You always, like if I look out for you when you come to my hometown, I expect the same thing from you. It's an expectation. Like I'm not saying you gotta throw dollars my way all the time, but I don't. And it's not dollar for dollar, but take care of your friends.
The
Like
intent.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like say if me and Steph was in a relationship and I was my best friend only, and we live in two separate states, or even in the same state but two separate sides of the town, and she come to my crib, I might have Steph's favorite snacks, her favorite wine. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? Like what you want to eat, bestie. And when I go to her crib, I might bring a bottle, but she got most of it. And then people think something is wrong with that type of dynamic. It's like, oh yeah, I do. It's tit for tat. No, we loving on each other, back and forth. Like that's how we're not used to that dynamic. So that's what I had when I evaluated my circle. People eliminated themselves through my healing process. I got family members now who think I'm brand new. They look at me sideways because I talk different. My mentality is different. It's healthier. And they're not in a healthy space, so they don't get it. They still on the old toxic way. So that's how I feel. The next one is find your best course of action to begin your healing journey. And I want to expound upon that because people, when they think of people who are dealing with trauma or things like in depth, they think therapy. Sitting in the office, like I'm sitting in this chair across from a therapist or a psychologist or psychiatrist, and sitting here quiet or pouring your heart out. That's one course of action. That's not the only course of action. You know, there are so many different resources today that you don't only have to pick that choice of action. You have to know whether you are good. Do you prefer group therapy or being in a group? Or are you at that point in your stage where you want to do individual first and transition in a group? Because sometimes everybody is not ready, depending on where you are in your journey, ready for a group environment. Group therapy doesn't also mean you have to be in the therapy office. I go to the VA and they have like just groups. You come and you just meet people and y'all chat, and it's like a fun. It's not really like it doesn't feel like a therapeutic environment. It's just people who experience some of the same things you experience, and y'all just chatting. Some people share, some people just sit there and absorb. They just there for the energy. You just have to find your best course of action. Your best. You might be at your journey where Stephanie and I might be a great fit for you. Life coach, change agent type thing, where you like, I just need some guidance, you know, but I'm past a certain point. So you have to choose your best course of action and know that there are a lot of courses of action out there. Anything you want to add to that, Steph?
Um, nope. I was gonna say before we get it, we can show them what we're working on before
Yeah.
the last one.
Hey,
Hey, you got
hey,
any?
Shakira.
What's that?
Yeah. So
Here.
before we go into the last tip, we want to take a commercial break. Um, and we're gonna start with
I was gonna do
our
the other one on the
awesome.
way
Okay, go
out. Yeah.
ahead.
So do
You
the
said
first one.
what?
I was gonna maybe do the other one on the way out.
Okay. Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great. So we're gonna do the paint and sip. As many of you know, last month we had our first paid event in the lounge. It was awesome. Those who came, they had a great time. They got what they got everything and more out of the event that, and this is their words, you know. And it was an awesome and amazing.
And
So
excited.
here's our, huh?
I said, and they're excited for the next one.
And they're excited for the next one. So here's our commercial on our paint and sip event. Watch and enjoy. So what do y'all think? So if you haven't gotten your ticket yet, what are you waiting for? The ticket is $85. Everything you need to do the event, you get plus more. We have payment plans, so um, we have payment plans. So definitely go to www.headscapeloveshop.com
You
and your um, get your tickets. You can. You don't have if $85 is a little steep for your budget all at once, then you can definitely break that thing on up to 4 equal payments. We're here to help all. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. The only way you can grow is to start, and we started, and we're learning as we go along. We're learning what works, what doesn't. There's only thing you know, you just gotta try it out. So we appreciate your feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so with that being said, we're gonna go to our last tip. And Stephanie talks about this tip so eloquently. Um, uh, it's something that we encourage each other as a couple to do individually all the time. It should be done in relationships. Um, and that is date yourself to get to know yourself. How many of you actually do that? If you're watching live or the replay. So I'm going to pass it over to Steph because she explains this very well. And then I'll add to whatever I feel personally about it.
cool. You dating yourself is so important. We talked about this last week. Definitely. How it's a key. Part of it is getting to know yourself, so that way you'll know your boundaries, so you can set healthy boundaries with people. Also, you'll get to know yourself, so you'll know where you are. You can evaluate, so you can choose the best course of action for your next step in your growth journey. It's also important just for you to just get to know yourself and love yourself. Like, you're supposed to love yourself, like at the very least, but just help you just to know you, so you can really love you. Not saying that you're unworthy of love if you don't love yourself, because that's not, I wouldn't say that, but it makes it easier for you to set healthy boundaries and recognize bullshit in relationships. Whether it be romantic or friendship, when you truly take time to love yourself, get to know yourself, you're able to instantly spot, that's, I'm not compatible. It's kind of like with your business owner, knowing your ideal client, you're able to spot you're not it. There's no reason for this conversation to keep going if that's your goal for that, you know, conversation or that interaction. There's a reason for it to keep going. It's the same thing with dating yourself in human form. That way, when you meet people, whether you're looking for friendship or romantic, or you just need to be able to set boundaries with your family members, you'll be able to do that better because you'll know yourself. You'll be able to communicate better, and you'll be able to spot, this ain't working, or I see what you're trying to do and I'm not here for it. Um, so super important to date yourself. And that could be something as simple as going out to take yourself to eat. Heck, going out paint and sip, like a group activity with your solo, just attending, or take a solo trip somewhere, maybe on the weekend trip or whatever you want to do. Something that you enjoy. It could be taking a walk. Maybe there's a new park or a new trail nearby you want to explore, or maybe you've been looking at something that you just want to explore, and you don't know if you like it unless you try it. Um, So we definitely encourage you to do that. Paint and sip is a great option for that as well. You can definitely just learn some things about yourself with that. And also, kind of like relax and unwind. Just have fun with it. Like part of your healing journey, yes, we acknowledged last week that yes, parts of it does suck. But there are so many parts of it that are beautiful and they're fun. And it doesn't always have to suck. I mean, the good comes with the bad, of course, but you can make it fun. You can make parts of it fun. Like not all of it has to just be ugh. So that's all I have for that. What you got, Katia?
Dating yourself is important. One thing I could say, and I commend my wife and I on, is that we love being under each other. And I know some people, think it's unhealthy to always be around your partner, you know, within reason. But for us, we love each other's company. That's my point of, to me, that's the point of getting married. Like, why would I marry someone that I only want to see like I'm seeing a friend? Like, we love being each other, but the one thing that we do is we encourage self care time, me time. Like, she'll go watch her movie. She'll do her nail dashes or actually go to the salon. Like, she'll want me to come along with her sometimes. Like, I'm going to get my feet done. Want to come? No, that's your time. And if I'm in the mood, sometimes I pay for it. You know, go enjoy yourself. And we love each other as company. We love doing stuff together, but it's healthy to allow your partner to have that time, even when they be like inviting you. Babe, that's your time. I'll drop her off and then pick her up. You know, so definitely encourage that. Even especially, I would say, especially if you are married to a man or in a relationship with a man, because have so much put on their shoulders, so much expectations in a marriage or a relationship. The man should do this, the man should do that. And everything that a man is supposed to do is always centered around everybody else. So I encourage you to encourage your king to some me time. Babe, you do everything for everybody else. And I know in society world, the women is known as being that person, but there are men out there who take damn good care of their families. So we're not going to exclude that. Like damn good care. They do hair. They taking their kids out, and so encourage your king. If you got a king in your life, encourage your king to go do something for himself. Treat him to something. Make him feel appreciated. And I don't care. I don't want to hear about the thousands of men that don't do shit. I don't care about them. We're talking about the ones that do. Because trust me, there are thousands of women that don't do shit, but we don't mention those. So that's all I got. So before we close, we're gonna close out with another commercial. Just a recap, remember, evaluate your circle and your environment, find your best course of action to your healing journey, and always remember to date yourself. Got to get to know who you are so that you can know how to love yourself and others. Hit it. So now you have it. You got kids in school, if you're even going back to college. It don't matter if you high school, elementary, make sure you get up with HSK to get your back to school gear. Custom. So remember, you are the designer of your destiny. You control your future. Do something daily to get you closer to your goals. This is your girl KG. I am the K from SK. That's my lovely wife Stephanie. She's the S from SK. Y'all have an amazing day on purpose. And if you just hopping on, make sure you go back and watch the replay because we gave some good tips on why healing is an important part of the self-care journey. Bye.